So for the longest time on this build, I've been telling myself, rebuild the rear brake, rebuild the rear brake, get it done, get it done. And I don't know why I've been putting it off so long. The rear brake is pretty much the next logical thing to go onto this bike. What I really want to do is install the radiators. I want to install the radiators and radiator hoses so that I can install the header pipe and see that beautiful thing on the bike. So I got these radiators back from Myler's, who did an unbelievable job with the repair. If you recall what these things looked like before, they were nasty, bent, grimy, covered in JB Weld. Eric over at Myler's did an incredible job on the repair. They are fully reinforced, ready to go. Check out his weld job here. This was covered in JB Weld right here. Eric went through and welded it up and got it all ready to go. So these radiators look practically brand new and are reinforced, so that is awesome. Today is Monday, April 11th. I just got home from work. I was feeling exhausted, told myself I'm not doing anything before I chill for a little bit, eat some dinner. And then of course there's parts on the door, and there's nothing that'll rejuvenate you like dirt bike parts on your doorstep. I finally got the ignition coil so we can make sure there's spark and honestly have all the steps complete to get this thing fired up. I also got the final little pieces to the exhaust. I was just missing this rubber grommet as well as one of these. I pulled out my fast metric bolt kit for a replacement for the header hanger that I still need to install. And we've got this brand new FMF shorty. These T-handles are some of the most used tools in my shop. I know some people prefer using a ratchet or wrenches or just a drill, but man, I think these T-handles are great for working on bikes. If you're interested in a set of these, I've got a link down below. I ruined this tub of RTV a long time ago. I broke the cap so the top hardens. So now when I want more RTV, I just cut a new hole open and just do it like that. So boom, we got the full exhaust system installed now, which means I can put the other side panel on. And again, I've got my body kit from Fast Metric with everything separated and labeled to get this second side panel on. I gotta say, from what I can tell so far, I really like this Polysport Restyle Kit for the RM125. I had one for my CR125 and the side panels were kind of a poor design. They slotted in and over the airbox and I actually had issues with them ripping out and catching my boot on them. But these are a nice sleek design and I actually really like that I can still see the silencer. I did not think that I was going to be able to see the silencer, so that's an added bonus with this kit as well. I think it looks pretty sleek so far. Like I said, I got this new used ignition coil off of eBay, so I'm going to go ahead and install this. One thing I haven't done yet is remove the powder coating from this portion of the frame so that I can ground this out. Speaking of grinding powder coating off, I need to give a big shout out to Powder Coating of Montana for doing such an incredible job on this powder coating. This thing looks gorgeous. I've found like zero imperfections. Got the ignition coil mounted up, which means I can now install the fuel tank. I'm really fortunate to have Clark on board with this build. They make the only black gas tank that I could find for an 03 Suzuki RM125. And of course, with the color scheme, black tank is the way to go. So I'm having a pretty serious struggle with this seat. This might be an issue with the Restyle Kit, but these edges of the side panels are supposed to hook under the seat, and I'm having an incredibly difficult time getting them to do so. And then this block piece of the seat is rubbing on this portion of the side panels. So I think I'm gonna end up doing a little bit of modification to these. The seat is something that comes on and off pretty often, so it needs to be a really easy task, and I don't want to deal with having to struggle with it every time. In one of my previous episodes of this build, I painted the hubs and installed the wheel bearings, but the color was a little bit off what I was looking for. And then when I thought about how much time, effort, and energy I'm putting into this bike, I decided I wanted the color to be perfect. So I took the hubs to Powder Coating of Montana, who also powder coated the frame, subframe, swing arm, and triple clamps beautifully. They did an unbelievable job. So if you need any work done, I would highly recommend contacting them. Anyway, I decided to bring the hubs back to them and color match to the graphics to the best of my ability. And I got the hubs back yesterday, and wow. This is exactly what I was looking for. They turned out gorgeous. Cannot wait to get these wheels laced up. I should have the spoke nipples back in just the next day or two, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Now that said, I started looking at the calendar. Today is April 13th. I have just over 2 weeks until this bike has to be done, videos edited and submitted. So despite the bike not being complete, I'm gonna fire it up. Not gonna lie guys, I'm nervous. My heart always gets beating pretty good when it's time to fire up a bike for the first time, especially when it's a bike that you've never heard run. Bought this thing in pieces, blown up, just a bunch of parts. Man, bringing them back to life is satisfying. Fuel on, choke on, couple cycles. All right, here goes. Well, can't get her to start. So I just talked to my dad and we discussed what all of the possibilities here are. And he told me to check and make sure that the carb is indeed getting fuel, because I said it has spark, it has fuel. He said, well, does it have fuel? So I just pulled the bottom of the float bowl off and no gas came out whatsoever, which would indicate that the float needle is stuck. I don't have a problem with it. Ain't got no gas in it. Okay, I believe I got the float height adjusted, so we're gonna test and see if we get fuel flow now. There we go, now our carb is getting fuel. That was not happening before, so I think we found the culprit. Let's get it installed and see if she runs. All right, I want to say take 2. Really, it's like take 40, but gas on, choke on. This girl's gonna start. Let's go! Oh, she runs, baby. She runs, hallelujah. Thank you, Dad. It was just float height. Smoked up the garage real good. Bike sounds amazing and smells amazing. It doesn't want to idle. I have to stay on the throttle, and I have the idle screw actually almost all the way in already. So we're gonna have to solve that, but bottom line, she runs. So really the items I have left right now are the front and rear brakes. But once I install the front brake, that's gonna make installing a few graphics a little trickier. So I think I should probably install the graphics first. Boom, big reveal of these gorgeous graphics from DeCal Works. I'll be using this DeCal Works application kit to get the job done. It comes with super thorough instructions and makes installing graphics way easier than the old-fashioned way and results in way less air bubbles. Well, I couldn't help myself. As soon as I started putting some of the graphics on, I had to see them all on the bike. Also, my plastic modifications on the side panels worked great. Now the seat bolts up. You can see where I sliced right here. It's no longer trying to hook onto the seat, and this part did hook onto the seat. Seat is nice and tight, mounted in both spots, so that is great to hear. She is looking good. DeCal Works crushed these graphics. I am so excited about this bike. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching episode 9 of the Suzuki RM125 build. Keep your eyes peeled for episode 10, which will be posted very soon. There's a little sneak peek for you right there. Got the wheels together. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, check me out on my other social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok. I've been uploading a lot of little snippets of the bike there, so you get some previews before these YouTube videos are uploaded. Or if it's just more your style to watch those little 1-minute cuts, check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.